My name is Michelle Nguyen, and I'm on the early college planning team here at ShareWorld. And I'm also a college application essay editor and SAT reading and writing tutor. Meaningful work is one of the most important predictors of happiness. So it's important to develop the skills to find employment that can sustain you emotionally and intellectually, as well as financially. Nevertheless, picking a major is not the same as picking a career. Common misconceptions include thinking that the only choices available to an English major include becoming a writer, an English teacher, or working in journalism. None of which are bad choices, by the way. However, with the right internships and placements, English majors can work in fields as varied as marketing, policy analysis, public relations, and creative advertising. Depending on how well they do in their major, they can also make excellent applicants for a variety of professional schools. With the possible exception of majors like nursing, education, engineering, and business, where transferring into the major is a lot more difficult than transferring out, most don't require students to declare right away. Most of you will have a chance to explore new fields in college, even though time will pass by faster than you think. The aim of an undergraduate degree is not to make you into an expert, but to provide you with a solid foundation upon which you can build for the rest of your life. 4 years isn't actually that long. And if you started a community college spending 2 years satisfying general education requirements but not fully diving into your major until junior year, then you have only 2 years in your area of focus. You cannot expect to be an expert in that time. For example, to become a professor, you must earn a PhD, an impressive feat of focus that usually requires between 5 and 7 years to accomplish. And even then, the path to a tenured position is fraught with challenges and nowhere near guaranteed. When you consider the path toward becoming a doctor, i.e. 4 years to earn a bachelor's degree, 4 years of medical school, but also the 3 to 8 years spent completing a residency program before sitting for the national licensure exam, that's up to 16 years of education and experience that you need to garner following high school graduation. Becoming a lawyer is also a lengthy process, because 3 years in law school and the time it takes to prepare for and pass the bar, plus the time it takes to partner in a law firm. Some of you might find all of that daunting. But for those of you who are still considering these professions, realize that neither medical school nor law school requires a specific major. According to the Association of American Medical Colleges, only half of the students enrolled in medical school in 2012 majored in biological sciences. The rest majored in humanities, math or statistics, physical sciences, social sciences, or specialized health sciences. Interestingly, these are the name of the majors. They're a little bit hard to see, but it starts off with engineering, physics, then goes to economics. That's English in the middle, and biology is actually like one of the low ones. So that's for the composite score on the MCAT. So interestingly enough, the majors that we wouldn't necessarily expect actually outperform the biology majors. Philosophy and other humanities majors also have the highest rate of acceptance. Furthermore, those who majored in English, history, philosophy, and physics outperform those who major in criminal justice and pre-law on the LSAT. According to data from 78,000 law school applicants in 2011-2012 provided by the Law School Admission Council, students who majored in pre-law were less likely to be admitted to law school overall than those who chose other majors. Who would figure, right? If you major in pre-law, you think that you'd have a higher chance. While philosophy, economics, and journalism majors were admitted to law school rates of 82, 79, and 76% respectively, those numbers were much lower for pre-law, 61%, and criminal justice, a mere 52%. A similar phenomenon can be observed when it comes to admissions into the top MBA programs. So when averaged, this is what Anne Chaconis found to be the percentage breakdown in accepted students for these schools' incoming class of 2011. So those who major in business, about 34% were accepted. Those who major in the natural sciences, about 33%. Those who major in humanities, 25%, pretty strong showing. Far and wide, most schools seem to hover around these average percentages, but with some really interesting exceptions. Harvard Business School, arguably one of the most prestigious and difficult to get into schools, had humanities social sciences majors coming in at 40% of their incoming class, as compared to business administration at 26%. Stanford also placed a heavy preference on humanities and social sciences, with a whopping 47% of their 2011 incoming class majoring in these fields. Business got the short end of the stick with a measly 17% of the pie. And Wharton also leans towards humanities and social sciences. And so my point is that, the major that you study in college isn't necessarily directly tied to what you will do later in life. What matters is that you take challenging courses and then you do well in it, and that you find the guidance and the placements necessary to make you marketable. Because let's face it, universities historically weren't established with the intent of helping people find jobs. Vocational schools existed for that. They will prepare you step by step for a trade if that's what you're looking for. But universities, on the other hand, are communities of teachers and scholars. The Latin root from which university comes from universitas literally means a whole. Now, almost every university includes a center for career counseling, a resource that most students underuse. Truth be told, it's like a network that helps you grow and develop as a person. Extracurricular activities, social connections, leadership, community service, all of these continue to be important, and not only for those who plan to go on to graduate school. There's a term for this called identity capital that psychologist Meg Jay had coined, which means a collection of personal assets, the repertoire of individual resources that we assemble over time. These are the investments we make in ourselves, the things we do well enough or long enough that they become a part of who we are. Finally, here's what William Fitzsimmons, Dean of Admissions and Financial Aid at Harvard College, had to say about extraordinary success. It is worth noting that extraordinary achievements are never based on emulating someone else's achievements, but on some immeasurable combination of A, marching to one's own specific and unique drummer, and B, accidentally, perhaps unconsciously, doing something that captures the zeitgeist in new and unexpected ways. While their achievement stands as an ideal for which others strive, others cannot by definition duplicate that achievement because it is unduplicable. So the problem can often be well-meaning but misguided parents who try to mold their children into an image of success they value, and their children, being moldable as they are, often get on board and go along with the program before they have any capacity to make such a choice for themselves. Yet the paradox is that the only road to real success is to become more fully oneself, to succeed in the field and on the terms that one defines for oneself. So I wanted to share some resources with you to help in self-discovery. And for the first link is personality and career tests that are based on psychometric tests, MBTI. It's a system of personality assessment. And there you can have, they give you links to careers that may be well matched to you, and you just get a better understanding of temperaments and skills, and it's a good way to just start the process of narrowing down what major to choose. Personal Mission Statement Builder. So this is a website that helps to craft your own mission statement. Like every business has a mission statement, but the idea of building a personal one is that you have a guiding principle by which you can measure whether you are actually living the life you really want. And they ask you questions related to your passion, your talents, imagination, what vision you have for yourself, character, contribution, and the sense of, and conscience. Questions that are meant to have you thinking more broadly around what you want to achieve in life. And finally, the dependable strengths articulation process is a process by which you remember good experiences and special events in your life, and you tell about them. And by telling and receiving peer feedback about it, then you can discover your patterns of strengths and be able to communicate these strengths when in a job interview situation or when communicating your strengths on a resume. And once you have this knowledge of your strengths, the application is almost limitless. Because out beyond the career context, it's good for your self-esteem, and it helps you determine what kind of job or career fits your strengths, and so that you are finding something that fits you rather than molding yourself to fit an external.